Okay, it's Saturday morning, April 12th. We're doing our Saturday morning clinic. We missed the first start completely when we were videoing. I'm not sure what happened. It's not there. So we're starting after the first start and we're looking at the upright performance. Right now we're looking at Bionic with Bill Denyer driving. We determined after the race that Bill had a problem with his mainsail. The luff was called rope bound. It's where the rope inside the luff shrinks and you cannot tighten the luff of your main. So it was pretty windy out there that day, which gave him a pretty big challenge. You're going to see when the puffs hit, he's just having to let his main out because he can't flatten the main because he can't get the Cunningham to tighten up. So he's going to have a particular challenge here today. And just watching him, you'll see the wrinkles go all the way up to the top of the sail, and the sail's very, very full. So he's going to have a challenge the whole day of trying to keep this boat flat. Okay, here we are following Ryan Alexander in Beja Flor. He's got two brand new guys on there to the clinic today. Again, we got 11 to 13 knots of breeze out here. So it's puffy and it's windy. Just take a quick look at his sails. My suggestion would be more Vang, more Cunningham to flatten that sail. It's still pretty full. And I think that would help them in terms of when these puffs come along. You want to be ready for these puffs because the boat will round up and stop if you're not. Okay, here's our first tack that I've looked at. Not too terrible. It got over in the main filled pretty nicely. Jib could be trimmed in a little quicker. He still doesn't have it all the way in, but not bad. Okay, once again, there goes the mainsail luffing again. So that means that he's not using the main to come up and down. He's going to trim the main in to bring the boat up. Ease out of the boat down. That'll keep it full and keep the boat pushing forward. Other than that, weight placement's good. I don't see a lot of tiller waggle. That's not bad. Now there he's pulling kind of hard. So when that happens, you have to ease the main out a little bit and then let that boat up. Or, better yet, would be to have someone playing your Vang for you. Now see how the boat just stopped there? That's because they overreacted to the puff. They let a bunch of main out, poke the boat up, and just stop the boat. That's okay if you're out there cruising, but if you're racing, that really slows you down. If the boat in front of you didn't do that, they're going to be way ahead of you at this point. So they got to practice feathering, and I think a little depowering of the main, they'll do a whole lot better. Messing with the jib sheet there. I think he's going to try and get wing and wing if he can get that down, which is not a bad plan. Got plenty of breeze here. There you go. So you just got to drive that boat down a little bit so the spinnaker will stay, or the jib will stay filled. When your crew's fighting a jib like that, it's because you're too high to be wing and wing. So you got to get down, boom, right there. As soon as he's got the right angle, that jib filled. Now you just got to hold that angle. From here on in, if that jib collapses, it's probably him. Also, you can see his weather sheet is holding the jib in. See the foot of it kind of curled in? That's because the weather sheet is tight. So he should have someone go over and just loosen that thing so the jib angle is wider out there. The further out it is, the better off that's going to be. See, every time that collapses like that, you get just a little bit too high. There, she just figured out that weather sheet was holding her in. She tried pulling on it. Didn't do a lot of good. Didn't get it quite out, but she's getting there. Okay, so he's been able to hold that jib for quite a while. That's much better. It looks like, to me, like he's got too much Vang on. If you look at the top of the sail, you'll see that it's not flowing, it's curled in. So you gotta be careful when you go downwind to take most of the Vang off, just have about 10% on, so that the sail stays flat against the wind. You're literally reducing the projected area by curling it in like that. Here we are behind Ryan to see how he's doing this downwind. Let's get over there. So right now, if it were me, I would have people back in the boat a little bit. It's pretty windy out here, and that would get the bow out. I would tell the driver to put that tiller extension away and get down inside the boat. And I would have about a 10-degree hill in the boat one way or the other. When this kind of breeze, probably the main down and the jib up. But the heel would give the boat less wetted surface and make it go downwind faster. Now I'm doing a pretty good job well, until I mentioned it, of keeping that jib full by keeping the tiller right and keeping the boat straight downwind. But those are the things I would suggest. Weight down to get heel on the boat, probably a little weight back to get the bow out of the water. Other than that, they're looking pretty good here. Okay, we're 40 seconds before the start of our second race. We'll see how these boats line up. Bill just nailed the start last time. See if you can pull that off again. Ryan is sailing way out in there. As long as he gets back on time, it's okay, but generally speaking, I don't like to be that far away this close to start time. It looks to me like they're probably going to miss the start again. Bill's going down the line.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop.
Okay, so here goes Bill. Okay, we'll switch drivers now. Beige out floor again. Let the other guy drive now. I like the heel on the boat this time. That looks better. That was a slow tack, but they're all new. They're working together. They'll figure it out. Gotta get that jib in right away. Gotta teach that jib trimmer to pull the sail, the line over with him as he goes. Okay. So they started behind Bill, but they've caught up to him a little bit. That's good. Now Bill's only got 2 people on the boat, so he's going to have a harder time holding it down. He needs, again, more bang, more Cunningham. I think he do. Oh, he did put some bang on this time. Good for Bill. Okay, he just needs Cunningham now. He's in good shape. All right, so let's see how we're doing. You can see the difference over here with Bill. He's really healing, but he's holding on to it just fine. He's got his main quite a bit further in this time. That's good. I think his angle beats these guys, so he's getting upwind nice. I like the way he looks right now. He looks pretty darn good. You can see he's got his main out a lot more than they do. He's got it flatter than they've got it. It's not puffing in the front like theirs is. So he should be beating him right now. So it's good trim on his part. Okay, let's take a look here now. He's fighting the helm there a little bit. So when those puffs come in like that, you don't want that boat to round up and stop. That just literally brings you to a stop, and you gotta get on your feet, get moving, and all that time you're losing speed. So he's got to just, that puff just caught him, is all. So he's got to just let that main out when the puff hits. Keep the boat on her feet and keep it moving forward. Okay, now you notice the boat got flat. So when the boat gets flat, you take a little bang off, get the boat moving again. See how flat he is? So the wind died. So when the wind dies, you got to take your bang off, get the boat powered up, and get it moving again. So he's curled in on the top on his sail. The sail's just cupped right on the top. That's because now he's got too much bang on for the wind that we have. So it's really slowed down because it didn't catch the fact that the wind died a little bit and he hasn't made those adjustments. It's called shifting gears. You got to change how you're sailing the boat based on the wind that you have right now. So if a minute ago you had 12 or 13 knots, you need the bang, you need all that stuff going on. But now it died, you need to ease things off and get the sails powerful again. Okay, he had a much better tack than the other guys did. They were both on the rail when the sail hit the other side. That was a smooth one. Problem is just too much bang right now, and you probably should let the main out just a hair. You got it too locked. Now the wind came back. When the wind comes back, now he's okay for that. Now he's okay for that trim, but just as he did, now you have to let the main out a little bit, keep the boat on its feet. He did a good job there. Didn't round up and stop. It's puffy, so you're constantly adjusting to what you're supposed to do. Now he looks really good. But what's happened is the wind changed to his settings. That's nice. He's actually got a little bang, I can see that. Holding on his feet, moving forward. A little more tiller wide lead line, but not bad. He had to adjust to that puff there. now he's depowered. See how the main's luffing in front? I'm picking on it here because it's changing by the minute. So you gotta just keep track of all those changes. All that being said, he's beat the other boat by tons, so he's doing a good job. Okay, we're gonna let him go. Go check the other guys out. We're here behind Beja Floor. At one point, they were almost crossing Ryan. They were still behind, but very, very close. And now Ryan's on the other mark, and they're here. Let's see if we can figure out what combination of things are causing them to be slower than Ryan. Okay, the first thing I can see is they don't have their main all the way in, and they don't have people hiking. So it's a double whammy. The boat's flat, which you don't want to be flat, and it's not pointing. So he needs to get the main in, get the bow down, and get the boat moving. You got to keep that jib pretty full all the time. So when it luffs up, when it luffs, it means you pinch too far. So now all he needs to do is really just get the darn main in and get the boat moving. See how flat it is? So if you trim that main in, the boat would heel a little bit more to get the boat moving. Let's see if they do a better tack this time. It takes a while, especially with 3 new people, to choreograph all this. That was better. That was better. A little slow in the jib, but better. Okay, so you got to teach your jib guy. He's the first guy over, dives under that boom, comes up and brings the jib sheet with him. As he sits down, he pulls it in. And as he's sitting, the jib should be pulled. That takes some practice and some training. If that can be done, it makes a big difference. So here we've got bang on and mainsail way out, and nobody hiking. There are two out of 3 guys hiking. So really, that main just needs to come in. So I think it would change their performance quite a bit. We're at the weather mark here. The trick here is to pick the ley line, so you're not sailing extra distance. If you look right now, they were sailing away from the mark. So you want to get your tack in right when you're at 90 degrees. Now that's 90 degrees right there. So now they're going to have to come down to the mark, which means they sail just a bunch extra. So one of the things you have to learn if you're going to race is to get that, just nail that ley line all the time. I see they're sailing down, down, down to get here. And that means that they got behind by as much as they sailed up and as much as they have to sail back down again, as opposed to sailing straight to the mark. Now once again, you see the boat has no heel on it. It's flat. That's just slow. You have at least about 10 degrees heel to make the boat go faster because that's less wetted surface. They're going to make the mark easily, which is good, but it's not good that they overstood so much. You can see the small differences. How you approach this make a big difference in terms of how close you are to the other boats. So there are 2 big mistakes for not having the main in far enough going up and getting the boat as powered up as possible, and overstanding the mark when they made their attack. If you're not falling short of that mark every once in a while, you're just not trying hard enough. Okay, here they are heading down. Oh, he's going to put his spinnaker up this time. Good deal. So the guy that's in front there doing all the work, that's Ryan. He owns the boat. So he's letting the newbies drive. He must have reasonably good confidence in this guy to put the spinnaker up and let him drive. And the guy just made his first mistake. That was an accidental jibe. He's got to keep the boat headed at the right angle, or Ryan's going to have a problem setting the spinnaker. So Brian jibed it back for him. You have to turn over, it's not going to stay. There you go. These are all things that if you're out cruising around aren't a big deal. But in a race, the driver's just got to focus on getting that boat at the right angle and holding it there. If he can't, nobody else can do their job. It's difficult because as a driver, you've got a great front row seat of what's going on. You can catch yourself watching them and thinking about how badly they're doing all the time you are driving S's and keeping them from doing their job. Okay, so they got the pole up. Going very slowly because Ryan's doing everything, explaining while he's going on. A good crew that was doing it all together would have had their spinnaker up by now, but hey, he's getting it up. That's wonderful. Okay, he hoisted the chute. Now he's got to pull the guy back and force the pole to the corner of the spinnaker. There we go. Now bring the pole back and you should be flying. Now trim. There. Okay, so once he gets up and trimmed, he's flying his spinnaker. Good job. I'm really glad you decided to try that today, because with two brand new people I've never sailed with, and not knowing their skill level, it takes a little bravery to get it done, because they make a mistake and it could be ugly. Okay, now they're sailing a little high. The marker's down. There you go. You corrected him. Put him back down there. Ryan's done a great job. The spinnaker's out in front. Out on the forestay. Pole, nice and firm. That looks really, really good. Show him how it's built. Show him how it's done. There you go. Take a look. See how far away it is from the boat? That's exactly what you're looking for. Nice job, Ryan. He's explaining as he goes. That's good, so they'll understand. That's good spinnaker flying right there. Now, if the driver just hold a straight line, let's see, the driver headed up on it. So he's got to head down. When you're driving, you're just responsible for keeping that spinnaker full as your people are. So if you're gonna change your angle, you got to let your crew know so you adjust the pole. You just can't do it by accident because you're looking around. You really got to pay attention. And now I think the pole's too far forward. You got to pull it back and get it flying again. They headed down. When they headed down, you got to bring that pole back. If you don't, the spinnaker collapses. There they go. They pulled it back and she's up again. Right there. Bam. Nice job. Okay. I decided to stay and watch on the takedown, see how he does. Now watch, you got to gather the foot. Put all the foot in. You want to do this carefully, otherwise your next set's going to be a mess. Now you pop the halyard and feed the sail in the line without letting it twist. Keep the sail all together and in a columnar shape and bring it right into the bag. That's a classically good spinnaker downstairs. Once that's away, you can bring down your pole. Now one of the tricky things about bringing down the pole is the person on the guy has to pull the slack out of the line. If you don't, that line will go over the bow and you have a hard time getting back. See Ryan's instructing him to do it. There you go. You see how he pulled that string back, kept the line of the boat, and it's a good takedown, guys. Way to go. Okay, here we go in our third start of the day. And Sarah, one of our instructors, has a student out today. She decided to join in this last race. Let's give them examples of how to sail right. And she won the start. And Bill's right behind her with a whole lot more speed. And here comes Ryan behind him. So this is a good start for Bill, a little better for Ryan. He missed the first one by a bunch. He still was maybe 10 or 15 seconds late. That's just a whole lot to catch up on a sailboat race. Well, Sarah shouldn't be very competitive here because she got the sail reefed and the students on the boat. But I think it's a good trial for him to see how his performance compares to somebody else who's sailing. Let's see how things are going here. Okay, we're following Ryan now. Now the wind has died quite a bit out here. There's no longer white caps. We're probably down around 10, 11 knots as opposed to 12 to 13. So at this point, you got to adjust your thinking. Take a look at Bill up there. Look how fast he's moving and look how slow these guys are. That's because they don't have their main on hard and they don't have the, that means that people don't need to hike, therefore everything's just slow. So when they get the main on, they're luffing their jib a bunch. So the driver, if he's just focusing on that jib, keeping the sail full. Because he's not, there now. They finally, see they got moving for a second and they lost it. Watch out for this. We got you, you're all right. Now, once again, see the jib luffing up there? So the driver's really got to focus on keeping that jib full. And keep the boat moving and driving. He's just poking it up too much, and that just slows the boat way down. Now there goes Bill. You can see he's way ahead of him now. They started within 15 seconds of each other. So these are beginner sailors out here. These are beginner problems, but that's okay. That's why I come out and show these videos. So the big thing here I'm seeing is that they don't have their main in enough to keep people hiking, and the driver keeps going up and letting that jib up. Those two things are just a kiss of death. They're going to make you go slow, slow, slow. Now they've been out here a little while. Oh, careful bird, careful bird. Go, go, go. It's all right, it's all right. So we weren't aware they're going to attack, and then he made a really bad attack, so came down at us, we had to get out of his way. But that's okay. We're supposed to be able to get out of the way. This is a good angle. Watch him. See how much the jib is luffing? You can't let that happen. He's got to keep that boat down. Now, he's having a hard time keeping the boat down. He's got to let the main out, get people hiking, or both. See how he's luff, 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 luff. That's all very, very slow. Got to keep that boat powered up. So once again, he's got to get the helm down, helm down, helm down. There, so it just gets going. And he lets it right up again. See that? So that's why they're going slow. You got to get the helm down and keep it down and get that boat moving. For a day out day sailing, that will get you from point A to point B. But in racing, just a kiss of death. You're going to see even the boat with the reef main is far ahead of these guys. That's all there is to it. This guy's got to learn to get the boat in the groove and hold it there. That's not as easy to do as I'm saying. So here's Bill. Again, the wind's died some. So he's got his main in pretty far. They didn't have to hike, so he came in. He's trying to keep that angle consistent on the boat. When the boat flattens out, not only does it slow down, but it also doesn't point to the side. He's instructed his master to go down low, to get the helm up again. Good job, Bill. Making all the right moves here. Looks like I don't know, he may or may not make the mark, but he's sure trying. This is good. You need to, come in and slice it as thin as you can. If you don't blow it once in a while, you're not trying hard enough. Let's see if he makes it. He's trying to eke it out. If he does, he's doing a good job. You have to poke it up. Look at that. Nice job, Bill. Just squeezed around there. Good job. Good sailing there. So you knew he wasn't going to make it. He kept it powered up fast so he could poke it up the last minute and just squeeze around the mark. That was good work. All right, let's see what we have here. Again, the wind just has died a heck of a lot. This guy is way off. If you take a look at his telltales, I think you can see him right there. The back telltales aren't flying, so he got way too fat. So he's just got to focus, focus, focus on those telltales. Keep both telltales happy, keep the jib full, you can do a whole lot better. Ryan put his weight down, which is a smart move. He's got most of the vang off, good. It really lightened up here, so when it lightens up, you have to change gears. See, this guy just needs to come out here and practice, just keeping his boat in the groove. There's two parts to this. The first part is just keep the boat in the groove all the time. The second part is find the high part of the groove and the low part of the groove and use both of those. Yeah, I got a little puff. Ryan came up, adjusted all the weight. That was good. And didn't think he would round up there for a minute, but he did. Okay, got to head down, get the boat full. You just can't sit there with that jib luffing like that. That just stops you. As soon as you see the jib luffing, you got no choice but to head down. Get the boat moving, then figure out what your point's going to be. So I think probably a new driver being very cautious. That's okay, but if you want to race, you have to learn how to keep the boat on her feet and keep it moving. You can see the boat with the reefed main up there actually finished ahead of these guys, or they got ahead of these guys. Just because they're doing a little better on their technique. There goes the jib again, see that? Still jib, still jib. You gotta head down. There, bro. Okay, I guess they're attacking. Okay, there they didn't get the jib to the other side, so it's messing the boat up again. These are all beginner mistakes. They're all going to happen when you're new. But this just shows how much they cost you. Okay, got the boat on the feet. Now they're moving. Now they just keep it like that. The driver's job is to just focus on the boat's heel and how it feels and watch the telltales and keep it all right in the right place. A lot to do, but but it's fun once you nail it. Okay, better tack that time. Jib came in a little better, a lot better. It should make the weather mark for this one, but once again the jib's up. See it? That's slow. You're gonna make it in plenty of room there. Now as they head down, the main should go out aggressively. And get the boat headed downwind. The helm's gonna let that main out as he goes down. You can't fight it. See that? Still got the main in. He's got to hold the main down. Sorry, let the main go out, head the boat dead down. If you need to, you got to take a peek up at your weather marker, weather vane up there. It'll show you where dead down is. Now you got to pick a line and hold it. He's playing with that darn tiller extension. He shouldn't even need that. Should just fold that away and get done with it downwind. Okay, I'm not sure if Ryan's going to try spinnaker this time or not. It looks like they're getting ready. Yeah, they got the pole out. He's thinking whether he wants to do it or not. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Looks like they're going to go wing and wing. We'll let them do that. Get out of here.